Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue with the theme of heartful communication, today we reflect on receptivity, the inner openness that allows communication to be received as fully as it is offered. In heartfulness communication, it is not complete at the point of expression. It reaches fulfillment only when there is a space between us to receive without resistance. A receptive heart allows communication to flow in both directions with balance and grace. From heartfulness perspective, receptivity is a state of relaxed alertness. When the heart is guarded, cluttered, or preoccupied, communication meets invisible barriers. Words may be heard, but their sense is missed. Receptivity requires inner availability, the willingness to let go of preconceived notions, emotional defenses, and the need to control outcomes. Meditation cultivates this openness by quieting inner chatter, and cleaning removes impressions that harden our responses. And over time, the heart becomes more permeable, able to absorb meaning without distortion. Communication then becomes less about agreement or disagreement and more about understanding. Babuji Maharaj points towards this inner readiness when he speaks of harmony with the current. When we are receptive, we do not push against what is unfolding. We allow understanding to arise naturally. Heartful receptivity does not imply passivity, it is an inner posture, present, attentive, and grounded. And when resistance is absent, communication does not trigger immediate reactions. Instead, there is space to assimilate before responding. For an Abhyasi, this quality transforms interactions. Feedback is received with acceptance, and differences are heard without contraction. Even difficult conversations lose their sharpness when the heart remains open and steady. As Babuji indicates, when the heart remains open to higher influence, understanding dawns naturally without struggle. Dear sisters and brothers, as we move ahead in the session, just a gentle request that you can try sharing the invitation of the Heartfulness Masterclasses and the BHED sessions with your family and friends, as this can tremendously help them. You'll find the additional reading material and videos of Revered Daji, which are available on this theme on the Heartfulness app. And all of you are encouraged to go through that material to deepen your understanding about this theme. We are going to do the inspirational reading today, and this is from Principles of Conversation by Lalaji Maharaj. It is from the Heartfulness magazine, dated 31st December 2019. Let us read this together. And just to add that this is also the reading material which is available on the Heartfulness app for this week for this theme. Back at the turn of 20th century, the great yogi Ramachandra Lalaji shared some tips about communication with his associates in a small town of northern India. Today, these principles are even more relevant in corporate boardrooms, parliaments, universities, and school classrooms the world over. Imagine if we could all follow this approach to communicating with others. The world would be transformed. The style of speech should be devoid of rise and fall in pitch. On the contrary, it should be like the divine current flowing evenly since the beginning of creation. I had copied just that, and innumerable are its benefits, beyond the possibility of narration. This is a philosophy that when the flow of conversation proceeds in conformity with reality, there develops a state of harmony between the two. Through that harmony, the divine way starts developing automatically. This results in effectiveness as whatever is spoken goes on touching the hearts of others. In other words, a sort of relationship with the current of reality is established. When a relationship is created, effectiveness has to be there. If we copy it, only those words will flow during conversation that are intended and are right. To achieve this, we first of all try to remove the rise and fall in the voice while speaking, which is also called sharpness. This flow of speech will go on acquiring harmony with the current of reality to the extent that such a reduction is achieved progressively. By sharpness, I do not imply anger, which is very heavy and should not be allowed at all in this context. What I mean is that the flow of speech should not carry any kind of weight in it. An illustration of this is a current of still air. It is very difficult to achieve, but everything is possible through sustained effort and courage if the grace of the Guru is there. The balanced condition of mind is an expression of the right attitude in all our activities under varied circumstances. In a broad sense, it is a reflection of our character. It has a deep impact and a favorable influence on those people who are associated with us. It reveals itself in conversation, which can either serious and long or light and short. Such conversation is devoid of excitement or any high pitched emotional outburst, and devoid of any rapid, short tempered, and moody reaction. It is a prompt, methodical, and civil expression of the self, and it is soft, cultured, and smooth like the harmonious descent of divine grace. The balanced condition of mind is an expression of the right attitude in all our activities under varied circumstances. A person whose tongue is polite, civilized, and cultured has a large, pure, and noble heart, and thus has a wide sway over the minds of others. The pure heart, in communion with the base or the source, pours itself forth naturally with nobility, magnanimity, and love. It leaves an impression immediately and progressively makes deep inroads and establishes itself in the minds of all. But ambiguity and indecision are not to be encouraged. A civil tongue is a prerequisite to achieve the goal of human life. A cultured tongue rules the kingdom of the heart. A polished tongue in discourse or conversation influences humanity and reigns supreme. Dear sisters and brothers, we will take the pause here from the reading as it is time for the universal prayer and also for 9 p.m. Friday meditation with beloved Daji. Let us turn our attention inward to offer the prayer. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May our hearts remain open and receptive. May understanding flow without resistance. May listening deepen beyond reaction. And may harmony prevail in all exchanges. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, take a few moments to offer the bedtime prayer and the reflections of the day. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session. And as we continue with this theme, may our communication become increasingly receptive, more heartful, heart centered, reflecting the refinement nurtured through daily practices. And we look forward to your presence tomorrow for the morning session at 6 a.m. Until then, wishing you all a very good rest and a good night. Thank you.